Imagine you're standing in the middle of a bustling Roman marketplace. The year is 161 AD. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, walks past you, completely unbothered by the chaos around him. A merchant screams at him for blocking his stall. Another person throws rotten fruit. Yet Marcus remains calm, his mind like an impenetrable fortress. Now fast forward to today. You're scrolling through social media and someone leaves a toxic comment on your post. Your heart races, your blood pressure spikes. You feel the urge to fire back with equal venom. What if I told you that the same mental technology that protected Marcus Aurelius 2,000 years ago could shield you from every toxic person in your life today? Welcome to the ultimate guide on how Stoics built psychological armor that made them virtually immune to toxic behavior. Today, we're going to reverse engineer their ancient wisdom and give you a complete protection system that works like a force field around your mind. Chapter 2, The Toxic Epidemic. Before we dive into Stoic solutions, let's understand what we're up against. Picture this. Toxic people are like emotional vampires operating on a different frequency than mentally healthy individuals. While normal people communicate to connect and solve problems, toxic people communicate to control, manipulate, and drain energy. Here's the fascinating part. Neuroscience shows us that toxic behavior literally rewires the brain. When someone engages in manipulation, gaslighting, or emotional abuse, their neural pathways strengthen these patterns. They become addicted to the dopamine hit they get from controlling others. It's like they're running on toxic software that views every interaction as a zero-sum game. For them to win, you must lose. But here's where it gets really interesting. The Stoics discovered something remarkable 21 centuries ago. They realized that toxic people only have power over you if you give it to them. They're like vampires who can only enter your house if you invite them in. The question is, how do you become uninvitable? Chapter 3, The Stoic Mind Fortress. Imagine your mind as a medieval castle. Most people build their castles with paper walls and leave the gates wide open. The Stoics? They built fortresses with walls so thick that no arrow of toxicity could penetrate. The first defensive layer is what Epictetus called the dichotomy of control. Picture yourself wearing special glasses that color code everything in your reality. Green for things you can control, red for things you cannot. When a toxic person attacks you, instead of seeing it as one overwhelming threat, you see it through these glasses. Their words, red zone. Their intentions, red zone. Your response to their words, green zone. Your emotional state, green zone. Suddenly, what felt like an all-consuming fire becomes manageable. You're not trying to control the hurricane, you're simply adjusting your sails. The second layer is emotional alchemy. The Stoics discovered that you can literally transform toxic energy into fuel for your own growth. When someone tries to make you angry, you can alchemically transmute that energy into patience. When they try to make you fearful, you transform it into courage. It's like having a personal reactor that converts poison into power. Chapter 4, The Three-Shield System. Now let's get tactical. The Stoics developed what I call the three-shield system. Think of it as a layered defense mechanism that activates automatically when toxicity approaches. Shield 1, the perception filter. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This shield transforms how you interpret toxic behavior. Instead of thinking, "This person hates me and wants to destroy me," you think, "This person is suffering and doesn't know how to communicate their pain effectively." You're not excusing their behavior. You're simply refusing to let their chaos become your chaos. Shield 2, the virtue focus. When someone attacks your character, instead of defending yourself, you focus on embodying the virtue they're trying to undermine. If they call you weak, you respond with quiet strength. If they call you stupid, you respond with thoughtful wisdom. It's like martial arts for the mind. You don't block their punch, you redirect their energy. Shield 3, the zoom out protocol. Imagine you have a cosmic telescope that can zoom out from any situation. When someone is screaming at you, you zoom out and see two tiny humans on a spinning rock in an infinite universe. Suddenly, their tantrum doesn't seem so important. This isn't about minimizing real problems. It's about maintaining perspective so you can respond wisely instead of reactively. Chapter 5, the Toxic Person's Playbook. To truly protect yourself, you need to understand how toxic people operate. Think of them as using a predictable software program with limited subroutines. Technique 1, the emotional hijack. They say or do something designed to trigger your fight or flight response. Once your amygdala is activated, your prefrontal cortex goes offline, and you can't think clearly. You're now operating on their level, playing their game. The Stoic countermove? The pause protocol. When you feel that emotional surge, you literally pause and think, interesting, they're trying to activate my alarm system. I choose not to be alarmed. Technique 2, the reality distortion field. They present their version of events as absolute truth, making you question your own perception and memory. Gaslighting is like a software virus that corrupts your mental operating system. The Stoic defense? You maintain what I call an internal black box. Like an airplane's flight recorder, you keep clear records of facts, separate from emotions or interpretations. Technique 3, the energy drain. They create drama, crisis, and chaos to keep you constantly reacting instead of creating. It's like they're running a program designed to consume all your mental RAM. The Stoic solution? Energy budgeting. You allocate specific amounts of mental energy to different people and situations, refusing to let anyone overdraw your account. Chapter 6, Advanced Protection Protocols. Now we're entering advanced territory. These are the techniques that separate Stoic masters from beginners. Protocol 1, the mirror defense. When someone projects their toxicity onto you, instead of absorbing it, you become like a perfect mirror. Their negativity bounces right back to them while you remain completely unaffected. Here's how it works. When they say, "You're so selfish," instead of defending or attacking, you simply reflect back, "It sounds like you're feeling frustrated about something." You're not taking responsibility for their emotions, but you're also not escalating the conflict. Protocol 2, the invisible wall. Imagine there's an invisible barrier between you and toxic people. Their words and actions hit this wall and simply slide off. You can see them, hear them, but their toxicity cannot penetrate your space. This isn't about being cold or disconnected. It's about maintaining healthy boundaries while still being present and compassionate. Protocol 3, the alchemical transformation. This is the most advanced technique. You actually use toxic encounters as raw material for building wisdom and strength. Every manipulation attempt becomes training for patience. Every insult becomes practice for humility. You're like a master blacksmith who can forge beautiful swords from the ugliest raw metal. Chapter 7, the daily protection routine. Protection isn't just about reactive defense, it's about building daily habits that make you naturally resistant to toxicity. Morning armor ritual. Start each day by mentally putting on your psychological armor. Visualize yourself surrounded by a protective field that allows love and kindness to pass through, but deflects negativity and manipulation. Remind yourself, today I will encounter unreasonable, ungrateful, and toxic people. But I will not be surprised or disturbed, for I cannot imagine a world without such people. The evening review. Before sleep, review your interactions with difficult people. Not to ruminate or replay drama, but to extract lessons and strengthen your defenses. Ask yourself, where did I maintain my center today? Where did I get pulled into someone else's chaos? How can I respond better tomorrow? The weekly calibration. Once a week, honestly assess your relationships. Are there people who consistently drain your energy without adding value to your life? It might be time for a strategic distance. Remember, protecting yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary maintenance for your mental and emotional well-being. Chapter 8: When to Walk Away. Even with perfect Stoic defenses, sometimes the wisest choice is strategic withdrawal. Think of it like a video game where you've mastered all the combat techniques, but sometimes it's still smarter to avoid the boss fight entirely. The 3 red lines. First, when someone consistently violates your clearly stated boundaries. Second, when interaction with them actively damages your mental health despite your best protective efforts. Third, when they show no capacity for growth or change after multiple opportunities. This isn't about giving up on people, it's about recognizing when your energy is better invested elsewhere. The art of graceful exit. You don't need to announce your departure with fanfare. Simply reduce contact gradually. Become less available. Respond less frequently. Let natural distance develop. Think of it like changing the orbit of a satellite. You don't crash it into the planet. You simply adjust its trajectory so it moves further away. The freedom protocol. Once you've created distance from toxic people, you'll discover something amazing. You have so much more mental energy for positive relationships, creative projects, and personal growth. It's like removing malware from your computer. Suddenly, everything runs faster and smoother. Chapter 9: Building your support network. Protection isn't just about defense, it's also about surrounding yourself with people who operate on your frequency. Think of it as building your own personal justice league of emotionally healthy individuals. Quality over quantity is the Stoic way. Marcus Aurelius had a small circle of philosophical friends who challenged him to grow and supported him through difficulties. They didn't enable his weaknesses or feed his ego. They helped him become the best version of himself. Look for people who communicate directly but kindly, who can disagree with you without attacking your character, who celebrate your successes without jealousy and support you through the failures without judgment. The mentor protocol. Seek out people who embody the wisdom and emotional stability you want to develop. Learn from those who have mastered the art of dealing with difficult people while maintaining their own peace and integrity. The peer protocol. Connect with others who are also working on personal growth and emotional intelligence. Share strategies, learn from each other's experiences, and provide mutual accountability. The mentee protocol. Find opportunities to guide others who are earlier in their journey. Teaching these principles to others will deepen your own understanding and strengthen your own defenses. Chapter 10: The Long-Term Vision. Here's the beautiful paradox of Stoic protection. The stronger your defenses become, the less you need them. As you develop genuine inner peace and emotional stability, toxic people naturally lose interest in you. Think about it. Toxic people are like emotional parasites. They need reactive, dramatic, unstable hosts to feed off. When you become calm, centered, and unshakable, you're no longer an attractive target. You become like a mountain. Storms may rage around you, but you remain unmoved. Eventually, the storms move on to find easier targets. The ripple effect. As you master these techniques, you'll notice something wonderful happening. The people around you start becoming calmer and more reasonable. Your emotional stability creates a field of peace that influences everyone in your orbit. You're not trying to change anyone, you're simply modeling a better way of being. And modeling is the most powerful form of teaching. The legacy vision. Imagine looking back on your life and seeing that you maintained your dignity, compassion, and wisdom even in the face of the most challenging people. That you never let someone else's chaos corrupt your inner peace. That's the true victory, not defeating toxic people, but remaining undefeated by them. You now have the complete Stoic protection system. The same mental technology that protected Marcus Aurelius in the Roman Forum can protect you in the modern digital Colosseum. Remember, this isn't about becoming cold or disconnected. It's about becoming unshakable. You can still be kind, compassionate, and loving while maintaining perfect boundaries and emotional stability. The Stoics understood something profound. Your inner world is the only territory you truly control. Make it a fortress of wisdom, peace, and strength. Let toxic people exhaust themselves against walls they cannot breach. Start with small steps. Practice the pause protocol. Use the perception filter. Build your daily protection routine, and remember, every master was once a beginner who refused to give up. You have everything you need to live with unshakable peace, regardless of who tries to disturb it. The power was always within you. The Stoics simply showed you how to access it. Now go forth and be unconquerable.